Semi. I'm sure if me and you both fed cows, we wouldn't have to work 12 hours a day. Think about that.
Greg,
He's
I
not.
don't hear you.
He's not listening.
Greg, say something.
He's got his mic.
You got nothing. Do you unmute your mic?
Mic.
I don't hear nothing.
His lips are moving, but ain't nothing coming out.
You're like a bad puppet right now.
Oh, all right.
There we go.
Holy fuck, it's loud.
Hey, that's good. I think it's better. It's better for it to be too loud for us because that means it'll be just right when we get in there. So,
but did you hear anything I said about me just moving back to Iowa and helping you feed?
Yeah, I was talking to you guys the whole time. I didn't know I wasn't heard.
I helped Greg load hog. No, we sorted hogs one day, and I broke.
You don't
I
get
broke,
like, I don't know, 15, 20 hours a week.
I broke one of the
You can
pig
live
legs.
with me. You just have to buy food.
I would live with you. I'd live in the basement. I got several options of places to live,
Oh, you
and
do?
I have several options of places to work actually. But
in Marcus?
well, like
Where
Lamar's Marcus area.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, even Pat offered me a job.
Ooh.
Yeah, but
Move to Iowa. Fuck Tennessee.
Yeah, let me tell you.
Screw Pat.
I was in Iowa. It was perfect weather. I moved and flew to Memphis at 10:30 at night. 10:30 at night. I stood outside for 15 minutes, and I sweated more in that 15 minutes at 10:30 at night than I did the entire time I was in Iowa.
But it was cool in Iowa when you were here, though.
I could
You
take
were
the
here
heat.
like a week earlier. It was hot as fuck. It was 100 degrees, and you could drink the air.
It's usually it's all the time here.
You were here the best week that we've had.
It's great too.
But I'm sure it's not as bad as Tennessee.
Well, I mean, last week was they said was cool here too. So
You guys got your
Can you
five
turn your light on, please?
tight
I
ends?
don't, I don't want you to see me. I don't want you to see
Greg?
me.
You know Greg is a visual speaker. He can't.
Who are you, fucking Breaking Benjamin?
Oh, a Breaking
No,
Benjamin
it's
reference.
actually
Great as
Seether.
his sophomore
Seether,
year.
he's like in the dark. He's like, don't look at me. Fucking
Who?
hated it. I need to hear or see who's singing or talking.
You guys got your top 5 tight ends? That's tough to say.
I do.
Top 5 tight ends. I couldn't probably list you 5 tight ends. Honestly, it'll.
All right, I'm gonna start recording.
Hold on. Yeah, let's
Hold
do
on.
that.
Yeah,
Hey, we gotta hurry up. He's got to get to the fair.
I don't have to do anything. I just don't want to have to deal with it later. I want to hit record and forget about it and bullshit.
Okay.
I
Steven, you ready?
I'm just kidding.
We don't have to
Well,
start.
I'm just
I
saying.
just
I mean,
wanna hit
when I
record.
say I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and on 3 we hit record.
You
Okay.
say tomato. We never works.
Well, that's
One.
funny because I haven't.
One.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. There we go. We all should be recording, right?
Yeah, sure. What do you say?
I say we should all be recording. Greg?
Didn't bring me any beard oil, Steven.
You're right. I didn't. I shaved my beard off. Well, butt to the face, so I don't even need it anymore. All right. Can we get this? Can we get the show on the road?
I don't have beard shaving confidence yet
Why?
because I'm fat.
Well, if
Yeah.
that's how it looks, if someone else does it, then I wouldn't worry about you making it look worse.
He just that's how it grows, bud. Does your beard grow in there white
You're
trash like
supposed
that?
to-
Or?
I was
You're
talking
growing
shit to
old.
you. If you don't react, it's no fun.
Yeah. Anyway.
You're telling me your beard grows in all white trash like that? That's good. That's funny.
I don't trim my beard. I'm not.
No, we're talking about Joe.
not looking for a boyfriend.
Well, that's good. I would hope
I
not.
trim it. I guess I do. I trim it with my hair. And I think I'm at a point where my
Steven,
beard
you need to
grows
get your
faster
5
than my
tight
head.
ends figured
I
out.
got him, Ty.
Okay,
Just
you're being
don't
facetious.
worry about me. Don't worry about me.
I have to worry about you.
No, I don't.
If I didn't worry about you, Steven, who would worry about you? I mean, it's not like
Nobody.
you
I
have.
appreciate that.
Exactly.
I don't want to be worried about.
Well,
If I wanted to be worried, I'd get married.
Greg, tell him it's nice to have somebody worry about you besides mom. And I don't even think she worries about you anymore. I don't think she cares.
Yeah, I will have to say she stopped texting me and asking me when I was coming home. So that's
that's a sign that she doesn't care anymore.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do NFL stuff. This is going to be mostly NFL heavy. Leisure is going to be. I don't know if I should tell you because you guys are just going to. Steven mostly just going to bitch and moan.
I'm sure it's going to.
Yeah, just bring it up on the spot. That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes for better entertainment.
They're not grown on the podcast.
Let's go.
That's what we want.
Let's start this shindig. It's 8:00.
What's in the back? Who's hitting their feet? Or is that Xander hitting the door?
No, that's not. You know what I like to have today is that. God, that's cool.
Why don't you?
What? Because I didn't think about getting one. Oh, you're not even happy. You're just drinking a Sprite.
Show my motto.
Oh, I haven't heard that in forever. It's like a 10-year Sprite commercial.
Yeah,
before LeBron was even thought of as being the Sprite mascot. Oh, those were good. Okay, we're ready. I think. Thank you, Greg, for that flashback memory lane. And welcome everybody to episode number 15 of Sports and Leisure with Hefflings and Heisure. As always, I am your host, Ty Heffling, and as always, with me is my older brother, Steven Heffling. Steven, how you doing?
Excited,
good. And with us, yes, football is back. And with us, as always, is the third party to this group, Greg Heisure. Greg, how you doing today?
It'd be better if you would slide into the camera for me. Thank you. Yep, I'm good.
I mean, I got my camera on my side table here, but I'm sitting in my chair, and it just doesn't equate for good angles. And plus, I'm watching some preseason football here, which is good to be back.
Why don't you put the computer in front of you then?
Because it gets all warm on my lap.
You don't have a table?
I do have a table. It's on a table.
Move the table. All right,
Greg,
whatever.
It's complicated.
Are you watching the Skins or what?
No, unfortunately, I cannot get the Redskins, which is fine because they're down 17-7 anyway. I'm watching the only game I can, and that's the Giants and Jets. And the Giants are actually up 14-6, so which isn't really that's actually one of the things we're going to talk about today. Is what do you guys look for in preseason games? Do you watch them or do you not care? What do you look for, especially when you're watching your favorite team?
Rookies.
Greg, when you watch the Patriots, what are you looking? You're just looking solely at rookies when they draft 2 a year.
Well, we have a few rookies that are going to play this year.
What's that?
Look at the backup quarterbacks, and I don't know. Preseason is worthless unless you're invested in a team and you want to see what's going on. But if you're a casual fan and you watch preseason, you're gonna not like what you see. Although this is actually a pretty good game.
Which one is
it? Patriots guys are slamming the quarterbacks down. I don't know.
What's that Patriots guy they just drafted? Keneal Harris or Harry, yeah. What's he? Is he a wide receiver? Did he get hurt? I thought he got hurt.
He's had a few things going on. I don't know. He's playing. I don't know.
He could be a good sleeper there for draft. Get him late in the fantasy draft. He could blow up.
Our undrafted guy will have a better season, I think.
Who else is Tom Brady going to throw to?
I don't know. We have
Julian Edelman.
That's it.
Braxton Berrios, Julian Edelman.
Yeah, Julian Edelman, he's going to catch 20 balls a game, but where are those other 20, 25 throws going to go to?
The guy from NC State. Oh, don't worry, Ty.
I'm not.
Well, Tom Brady will find somebody to throw the ball to, like a water boy or a fan in the stands or a running back. It's not a word.
Tom Brady could get Shannon Sharp, Michael Irving, and John Madden out of retirement, throw them as his receiving core, and probably win another Super Bowl.
I take Shannon Sharp all day long.
3 of the great receivers of all time.
But they're retired, and you throw in John Madden in there to gunk things up.
They're in better shape than you will ever think about being in.
Oh, yeah. I don't even try to think about it because I know it's not possible.
You ever watch First Take? Like, Shannon Sharp he still...
He is dressed very sharply, if I do say so myself.
Still can't speak.
No, that's,
Skip.
I
Skip.
can't stand that.
that's the best
Skip.
part of the show. Skip, yeah. Him betting Mountain Dew for outrageous bets.
What does he drink Mountain Dew for?
I like Skip Bayless though.
Skip Bayless drinks Diet Mountain Dew, and he always bets a case of Dew that whatever might be the bet happens. That's the wager.
Only terrible people drink Mountain Dew. Diet Mountain Dew.
Well, Skip Bayless is in fact a terrible person, so
Oh.
you're right.
Speaking of Diet Mountain Dew, the pop machine uptown. You hit the Mountain Dew thing. I would go up there and get a pop like every morning. And one time it'll be a regular Mountain Dew. The next time it's a diet. It's every other one.
So they've
Some-
staggered
Some
Mountain
kid
Dew and
hates
Diet
their
Mountain
job
Dew
and
in the vending
hates the
machine.
world.
I would break that thing open
You need to find
and
out
write a
who,
very strongly suggestive letter.
you need to
and
find
leave it
out
on
who
that.
actually stocks that.
Dude, I've bought
Somebody
20
just-
Mountain Dews. It hasn't ended yet.
Hey,
I think
listen,
he restocked it that same way.
Are you the only person that's getting soda from that?
is that at Jeff Foods?
No, someone else is because one time I went and it was a Diet Mountain Dew. And then I went back like a day or so later and it was another Diet Mountain Dew. So someone got that damn Mountain Dew.
Is it the one at Jeff Foods?
Yeah, it is.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of things that could happen there, but yeah, somebody's that's a great prank.
You know, every time I get soda out of there, I always worry that, the little dispenser thing, I'm always worried someone's peeing in there, like some kid's like pulling a prank, because they could easily do it.
We thought
Never-
about doing it in high school.
Ever thought about that, Greg? I'm glad I don't.
You've
Live
never
in your
thought about
mind.
it? I've
Never
never
thought
thought
about
about doing it. I think about someone else doing it.
No, I've never thought about it ever happening either.
No?
I don't think.
I
I don't think
about
I've
it.
Rascals.
about that. Yeah.
Things are dirty and they've never been cleaned before. And
I
my
think
Mountain Dew
those
just
things-
drops like right where you put your mouth. It just drops however it wants to.
Splashes maybe gets a little on your hand.
It's
Oh,
interesting,
I'm
Greg.
worried.
You might have started the
Right.
next viral pranking thing on Twitter. So good job.
I hope you
I don't
get
know.
some royalties for that though. If you did,
I don't know if we have many 12-year-olds
I don't
listening.
think there's going to be any money in that.
well,
So
you never know.
those royalties would be worth nothing. Steven, what do you look for in these preseason games?
I really don't watch much of it, honestly. One, it's hard to watch the Skins play because I live in
Okay.
Tennessee, and two, I mean, I can watch them all day long, but like my opinion and what team's actually going to do is, I have no say in it. So I can sit and be like, oh yeah, that guy looks good, but it's not going to make any difference. I have no control what's going to happen. And third of all, actually, it's awful hard to watch. Like the first game when I was at Greg's house, we watched. It was like 20-something flags in the first half. It was just,
This game is actually really good. The preseason game I'm watching right now is better than the Super Bowl was
Oh, okay, all right.
as far
all
as
right.
action. If
Well,
I
how
want
much-
to see terrible quarterbacks play, I'll watch the
Redskins?
the Jets or the Giants. Wichita
Yeah.
is right now.
Well, how much stock do you guys take in what's being said about these teams in preseason
Depends
like,
who
I mean,
says it.
or in camp? Because everybody's saying Kyler Murray is above what they thought he was going to be at. They've been saying good things about pretty much anybody.
Okay, well
um,
let's rewind
Say
the
he knows
last.
the
And
offense
they say
very well
this.
already.
They say this about every projected.
Yeah, they do.
Every year they
say it about everybody.
They said it about the Haskins. Oh, he's turning heads. This and this, blah blah blah. But yet
Yeah.
he just got released as the third string quarterback starting the season, which I'm 100% okay with. They say that every year about every player who comes in here, and that you can't take anything seriously. Those guys don't know what they're doing. They're just there to make entertainment by reporting. John Klein and all them, like they don't. I don't take anything they say seriously.
Well, the Giants quarterback Daniel Jones, he just went on his first draft 5 for 5, like 69 yards, and the Giants scored a touchdown. So, but it's hard to take too much stock in anything being said
Yeah.
during camp time, during preseason time. There are parts of it that are true, but there are also parts that these guys aren't talking about.
Yeah,
that they're
they're
not
playing
trying
the
to throw
Jets.
out there.
What?
Look, I have something to say about this whole
right
thing.
now?
Go on, Greg.
You
Go on.
know how everyone wants to let their quarterback sit for like 2 years. If you take a quarterback in the top 10, you throw that guy in there right away. You suck already anyway. What's the worst that can happen? If he
Well-
sucks, You can just be in the top 10 again and draft another.
There's a big thing about the Dolphins this year, what they're going to do, because they have Ryan Fitzpatrick, who they've been saying in camp is like light years ahead of Josh Rosen, who the Dolphins traded for from the Cardinals, who the Cardinals drafted, 10th overall last year? So they got him. Rosen didn't play much of anything last year in the Cardinals. So there's a lot of people talking about the quarterback controversy in Miami on, do you start Ryan Fitzpatrick or do you throw in Josh Rosen? What are you guys doing here? Greg, you're starting Rosen?
No, I'm not starting Rosen. I wouldn't have. Well, I guess it's the Dolphins, so I can't really blame them, I guess. But if you draft a guy in the top 10 and 2 years or whatever it is, was it even 2 years? It was after one
last
year,
year,
wasn't it?
Well,
after 1 year, you trade him
draft,
away and you get another quarterback in the first round, then that guy is obviously not worth nothing.
I mean, you have to think he's probably not better than Kyler Murray. I mean, and they were trying to keep him, but he's the one that wanted to leave. He didn't want to sit there and have that, that looming over him. Obviously he's the number one pick. He's going to get the benefit of the doubt there most times, so he's probably going to be starting.
Yeah, he's going to suck.
What's the chances of Kyler Murray actually being as successful as everybody thinks he's going to be? He's not built to be a quarterback. Right. He played in the Big 12, which I get it, but I mean, that's not a very strong conference. There's like 2 or 3 teams we've gone over this before that are decent. I just don't think he's going to be a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady. I just don't see it happening.
He's not built to be a Peyton Manning.
Well, he'll be a Drew Brees or a Russell Wilson if he's good.
Okay, Russell Wilson, sure, yeah, but that's like, I feel like that comes around every few years, and I mean, we're due for one. So sure, Kyler Murray can run around. He's gonna get clocked by a defensive back or whoever, and he's gonna get hurt, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna wish he would have played $9 million a year baseball with the Oakland A's. He's gonna really kick himself in the pants when he gets schmucked by a linebacker and breaks his arm off or something. That's what's going to happen. Mark my words. And back to Ryan Fitzpatrick. If he plays anything good like he did at the beginning of the year when he was at Tampa Bay, I'm taking him night and day over Rosen or anybody else because he actually didn't do bad. It wasn't until
a little bit. He played again after Winston came back.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, he had to fight for his job because they were going to
Fitzgerald is good, but he's not going to make you. He's not going to get you in the playoffs. He's going to go about 9-7,
like Kirk Cousins
8-8,
or Alex Smith or any
Nick
of those
Foles.
guys.
He's a filling guy. He's a great
At least
backup.
Nick Foles can win playoff games.
Yeah, he's a great backup.
Yeah,
one that you want as a backup, and maybe fringe start 2 or 3 games because he could play well in 2 or 3 games, but he's nobody's long-term solution or starting quarterback for an entire season. I think if you're the Dolphins, you got to start Rosen just to see what you got. I mean, you went and traded him because you weren't happy with Ryan Tannehill anymore. You want to go a different direction, so you got Josh Rosen, and then you got Fitzpatrick there to merge the gap a little bit. So, I mean...
20 years ago, I bet the Dolphins never thought that 20 years in the future they were going to be wishing they had Jay Fiedler back as their quarterback.
Or Dan Marino still.
Yeah,
how old is Dan Marino? Is he 60?
No way he's 6 years old. You're smoking grass. It's got to be like... I bet you he's maybe 52.
54, I'm guessing.
Okay.
6 years. Joe Montana
it was a question.
60.
It was just, is he 64? It wasn't like, he's 64.
Hey, no.
How old is he? Are you
Dad is 60.
He was born in 61.
So he's 57.
Okay, well.
No, wait, he's not 57. I don't know how to do that kind of math. Are you crazy?
September 15th.
57 or 58.
September 15th is his birthday, so 1961. So he's
September?
Closer. September 15th, yeah.
Do you remember? Okay, anyway.
57.
So, yeah, I think, pushing 60, Dan Marino is better than probably both those guys.
It's because of his commercials he uses? NutriFit?
Yeah, I remember.
It's because
of
those.
The Dolphins have reached out to him.
I swear I saw him on an airplane before.
Or something.
Probably have. I don't know where he
looked like shit.
Wrinkly and old.
No, he looked like, he looked like, overweight and grumpy and.
He didn't look like he looked in Ace Ventura.
He didn't look good.
Well,
face and everything just not great.
So, Steven, what are you gonna do with if you're the Dolphins? What you
I told you already.
I mean, somewhat. You said you'd start Fitzpatrick.
Yeah,
For how long?
Like-
The whole season?
until he starts messing up. So 4 or 5 games, and then put Rosen in. I mean, this chance a crapshoot. Just go with what you got. It's like the Redskins. We drafted a quarterback in the top 10, and we have a guy who we owe a lot of money with. It's not going to play because he's got a broken leg still. And then we
Yeah.
bring somebody else in who we're paying a decent amount of money. So now we have like a plethora of quarterbacks that are
So who's first
good.
and second string?
Case Keenum's first, second string's Colt McCoy, and then third is Dwayne Haskins.
We got a bunch of C+, B- quarterbacks. We don't have anybody.
However, I don't think like if they would have brought Case Keenum in and wasted all that, and I feel
B
like
minus, C plus. You think Colt McCoy and Case? Well, I guess
Colt McCoy's a good backup quarterback, and Case Keenum is just a riffraff who just takes whatever he can get.
He had a good year with the Vikings a couple years ago, and he's Jeremy Linning that up. He's going to make millions of dollars off that 1 year.
I'll never forget when the Vikings won that playoff game or whatever it was, and the camera just showed him running around the field just smiling for like 10 minutes.
That Hail Mary to Stephon Diggs, that was crazy.
So I'll like him forever for that moment.
Yeah, and I don't think he did okay last year in Denver. I mean, he kind of been put in a bad situation. That defense isn't like what it used to be. There really isn't anybody there anymore. So I mean, we'll see. It'd be the same situation with the Redskins. He doesn't have any really good outside players to throw to or anything like that. So
I just gotta play him. If you're gonna be a bad team, draft in the top 10, just throw him in.
Well, are you putting Rosen? I keep wanting to say Pennington. Are you gonna put Rosen in week 1? He kind of looks like Chad Pennington too.
If you're the Dolphins, they have like the worst roster in all of football, so they might as well. Look, Peyton Manning played his first year. He won 1 freaking game. Look what Peyton Manning turned into.
He won 3.
3? All right, whatever.
Yeah.
Same
but
difference.
Like 25 picks.
Do you think Peyton Manning should have sat out that first year? Do you think he would have been better off? I think it's ridiculous.
Do you know who Peyton beat for his first ever NFL victory?
I don't know.
Steven, fun fact.
Riddle me something, Ty.
He beat the Chargers for his first NFL victory, who the starting quarterback was Ryan Leaf. So he beat the guy that beat him in the draft, and he won. That was his first game.
No, he didn't. Peyton was the number 1 overall pick. You stupid, you ignorant slut. Peyton was the number 1 overall pick.
The guy that he was in the running with for number 1 pick or whatever. The guy, you know what I mean.
Leaf was a different year number 1 because they were both number 1, right?
Yeah, well, they were both kind of sought after. Both thought they could be number 1.
Well, they gave it to Peyton because he got screwed out of the Heisman by Desmond Howard. Ugh. But anyway, can we move on from the Dolphins, please? I don't care who they start at quarterback. They're going to be terrible.
I like Brian Flores though. He was a defensive coordinator for the Patriots last year. He's now the head coach of the Dolphins. So.
Well, good. You know what? Okay.
Dude, that guy is the boss. Flores is.
Belichick let him go in the division.
Have a control over where he went.
They have to ask teams to interview coaches. Unless they fired Flores, and then but like if he's still on the team, teams have to ask permission from the team and the coaches to interview like assistants and things like that.
If the season's still going on. You never got
and afterwards, I think. I mean, if they're part of the team.
Well, if your contract is up.
Yeah, which I mean, that's
I have no idea.
I just don't see Belichick letting him go inside the division to go head coach somewhere else. So it came over today that Trent Williams, he said he's not going to return to the Redskins. And he said it's done. Period. Ezekiel Elliott said he's not going to play until he gets a new contract. Melvin Gordon's requested a trade. So these holdouts are it's going to get. I mean, preseason games are starting, so they're starting to get crunch time on getting these things done. It doesn't look like any 3 of them are going to be playing this year. I'm hoping the Elliott doesn't play this year, but
yeah. So you can be 3rd place instead of 4th, or what?
Maybe 2nd. We'll beat the
Redskins actually should be pretty good.
Well, they say we'll have the worst record in the NFL.
Yeah, tied.
They also say the Saints are the number one power ranking, and
You're jumping ahead.
I heard someone. Yeah, I know I'm jumping ahead, but
I'm not too upset if the Redskins get rid of Trent Williams. I mean, I want them to sign him just because he's a great guy, but he's getting towards the back end of his career. He's wanting too much money. He gets hurt a lot.
Yeah, it's a guarantee he's going to get hurt after 6 games. It's a guarantee.
Don't these guys learn that no one's going to pay him? Like, Le'Veon Bell, he sat out for a year. Then when he came back, he went to the Jets, and he took less money than he was going to be making.
I don't know if he played in this game. I haven't seen him. I mean, he probably would have played the first drive, but it would be interesting to see what Le'Veon does. Being off that last year, he's got some healthy legs under him. I'd take him in fantasy in like past like 10 or something like that if he was available. Would you guys draft Le'Veon Bell on fantasy team or no? Where would you draft him?
I don't think I would. I don't know. The Jets.
Let's say you're in the 5th round and it's like the 50th pick. You gonna pick Le'Veon Bell if he's available?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You'd already have your running backs, so
you wouldn't take a risk on him.
Yeah, but you need other players too. You only played. I guess you can play 3 running backs.
I don't care who I have. If he's still there 50th, I'm picking him up. He's worth the risk because one, he's going to get all the first round snaps for the Jets. The Jets are going to run a lot because they still have Sam Darnold. They need to rely on a running game. They don't have anybody to catch out of the back. They don't have anybody to catch. I mean, I think their best receiver is Jamison Crowder and Robbie Anderson. And you're like, who exactly? I think Le'Veon Bell is going to have a pretty good year. I don't know if he's going to be leading the league in rushing or anything like that, but he's going to be a top 10, maybe even top 5 running back for fantasy, I think. So if he's there in the 20s, I'm probably picking him up if he's in there in the 20s. Because he's going to have the opportunity.
Someone will pick him up, or Trey will probably be on auto draft, and he'll be the next best player.
Trey's been booted from the fantasy league, and he doesn't even care. Yeah, he's been booted and replaced by our cousin Melissa, who's on episode. What episode was she on?
Yeah, you and her can fight for Aaron Rodgers on your stupid team.
I'm not going to pick Aaron Rodgers. He gets too much too.
Steven had him last year. He didn't like how that went for him.
No, he was great for the first 2 games, and then Big Ben took me through the rest. But whatever.
So, you thinking the Cowboys are going to budge here on Zeke? Are the Chargers going to trade Melvin Gordon? Or what's the thing? I mean, back in the day, there'd be a lot of holdouts, but these guys would come in.
What's Gordon's status right now? What was the last you heard of him?
He put in a request to be traded.
Oh, okay.
Which, he's out of his rookie contract, isn't he? Or is this his 5th year? This must be his. It's supposed to be the end of his rookie contract. So,
well, I think that's a lot of the reason people hold out anyway. They don't want to be on their teams,
I don't know
like
why
Le'Veon Bell obviously wanted out of Pittsburgh because he hates Big Ben, and
he didn't want to be third fiddle in there. Which, I mean, yeah, that's fine, whatever. But I mean, I don't know why Gordon wouldn't want to stay with the Chargers. They're a really good team. They have a decent line. He's got a good quarterback. I mean, they could definitely.
They're the most overrated team in football.
Sometimes.
Remember everyone picking them over the Patriots in that playoff game?
What was that, 10 years ago? The last time they made it? Last year?
Last year. Everyone was taking the Chargers.
Team, the Chargers,
and
they have a good team. Yeah. When it comes playoff time, yeah, they're like the Bengals. They can make it, but they can't go very far. They still have a good team, and I think they're going to have a good year this year.
They're pretty good.
Especially if Gordon doesn't come back. Then no, but if he does come back, they can win the division maybe.
And then go to Foxborough and play and get embarrassed again. It's the same old rhyme, same song.
Yeah, that's still a good team to be on. There are guys that hardly ever make the playoffs. Do you think Barry Sanders wouldn't mind to have been on the Chargers?
Oh, no.
Playoff chances.
Or I don't know how many people really want to play for the Chargers. I guess you could live in California, but you don't have any fans.
With the whole changing thing, yeah, I'm talking about, recently. Or just being on any team that has any moderate success.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'd be on a team that makes the playoffs and, doesn't win very many playoff games, but it's better than not making the playoffs at all.
Who knows? It's if you're on a team that makes the playoffs and you're not good enough to win anything, you might as well be on a shittier team and have to work less days out of the year, right?
Talk about being a fan, though.
Oh, being a fan, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably twice as many Browns fans as there is Chargers fans, so I don't know if it has all that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd probably say, that's pretty accurate. Speaking of the Browns, Duke Johnson Jr. He got traded to the Texans today. I think that's a win-win for both of them. The Browns kind of get rid of some clutter there in their backfield because they got Nick Chubb, they got Kareem Hunt, they got some other rookie that they drafted a few years last year, or something like that. So they got somebody that clears it out. Nick Chubb is probably the number one guy there. Wouldn't you think? He came on last year, and that's gonna be good for fantasy. You can get him. You don't have to worry about 3 backs there cluttering up the carries. And he goes
I had
to the
him
Texans.
on my team last year. Chubb.
Nick Chubb, yeah, he had a couple games. And Duke goes, and he played well with the Browns. He was a good third down back. He could catch out of the backfield and do a lot of good things. He goes to the Texans, who don't have anybody. I can't think of anybody that plays for the Texans. Running back wise.
Running back wise?
Who's the Texans running back?
Arian Foster.
Yeah. Yeah. Hasn't been Arian Foster in like 8 years.
I don't know. To me, the Texans still just became a team.
No. What's his name? Lamar
time.
Miller. Lamar Miller plays for the Texans. That's right. And he's good. But I think Duke could come in there and like I said, he's a good third down back, catch it out of the backfield. That could be a nice compliment there to Lamar Miller. So and he had a good year last year too. So I think both of those situations improve professionally and fantasy wise. What do you guys think? You guys even know who Duke Johnson is?
I've heard the name.
Where do you play?
But I do think that it's nice that they'll get the Browns. Yes, will lose clutter in the backfield. They'll help out because they don't need anybody else. They got, like you said, they got Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. I think the Browns are going to be pretty good this year. Really, I mean, they have
Miami.
They have so many good players that they've just accumulated. If they can somehow decide to come and play together as a team, it could be an interesting year. I'm pushing for them. They deserve it.
I don't know how their offensive line is really.
That's probably that's their biggest weakness. And a lot of people are thinking that they should try and trade with the Redskins to get Trent Williams because left tackle is probably their biggest weakness on the biggest weakness group of them. So I don't know
if they do that, they're going to have to win the Super Bowl this year. Otherwise, they're going to have cap problems.
Baker Mayfield, is that his blind side, left side?
I don't know.
Is he throw right or left-handed?
I assume he's right-handed.
Okay. That's his blind side. Yeah, I think Trey would be a nice little addition up there. And I hope the Redskins get a lot of something in return of it.
Too old.
Maybe, but I mean, he's got 2, maybe 3 years, left of good quality football, barring a couple injuries, missing a couple games with injuries. That's not bad. I mean, with what they have, it's still an upgrade.
Yeah, for sure.
No one wants to pay him what he's going to want.
Well, I think being traded from the Redskins, I think the money it's a problem, but I don't think it's the biggest problem with the Redskins. I think he's got more problems with the medical team and the owners now because, they're not listening to him and they're not taking the medical team are looking into it as well as they're not listening to his advice on the medical team. And I think that's really soured his relationship with Dan Snyder and the coaches and everything like that. So I think he would probably sign a more reasonable contract.
Like Cowherd says, to get Dan Snyder to trade for you, all you have to do is have a recognizable name, and he'll trade for you.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Or had one good year.
Does he not really know what he's doing, or what?
It doesn't seem like it.
He doesn't want to give that power.
I mean, I'm the GM on the Redskins and Madden, and we've won like 4 Super Bowls. So I mean, that's just.
I don't know what he's doing then.
Did you guys see speaking of power rankings, Greg, you talked about those earlier. The power rankings were taken out on Bleacher Report. and it's early. It's still hard to judge. There's still some things being moved around and some things like that. But I think it's a bit ridiculous. Greg's already thinking down there. But Steven, do you know who number
they
one is?
drew him out of a hat.
Do I know what? The Saints.
Yeah, Saints are number one. The Patriots are number two. The Colts are number three. I think this is going to be this year, like last year. It's going to be hard to judge who's going to be a top contender. I know, the Patriots are always going to be up there, but I just don't see them making the Super Bowl this year. Or, obviously not winning it because they're not going to make. I don't see them making the Super Bowl because they lost a lot of guys. They already have a barrage of injuries. So
who?
The Patriots. I don't see them making the playoffs.
Who's injured?
A lot of people didn't you just say that
Edelman's no
Jermaine
the
Kearse
Lions,
was injured?
Well, he plays for the Lions. Snapped his
leg
I heard
that
today.
Two of their draft picks have been hurt already.
Ty.
Well, N'Keal Harry was dealing with
you don't ever count the Patriots out. They can have 6 players on their offensive line or their offensive team and still
they have something
somehow
that everyone else doesn't. They know
Belichick and Tom
know how to
Brady
do
don't
things.
need anybody else.
Teams like the Redskins
I'm just
don't
saying,
know what the hell they're doing.
I'm going with odds now because they've already made 3 Super Bowls. The last 3 Super Bowls they've made. Yeah. Tom Brady isn't getting any younger. Yeah, he's still good.
Getting better.
He's still good. And no, if you go back to that Super Bowl, he's not getting better. Go watch that Super Bowl film again. Tom Brady isn't getting better. Okay,
the Rams
he may be staying slightly similar, but he's not.
You sound stupid right now.
No, okay, we'll see.
He's 44 years old. He has the life by the balls. He's got a diet program that beats any diet program I've ever seen in my entire life, and it's proven to work. If you haven't noticed, the guy's got 6 rings. He's not getting any shittier.
He's in better shape than he's ever
not
been.
Getting any better.
Oh my God! If I could.
Well, Ty, it kind of hurts a little bit when Rob Gronkowski isn't Gronk anymore.
That's
like
why
last
I'm
year,
talking about it. They don't even have Gronk anymore,
and he still made it work.
Yeah, He didn't have Edelman, and we almost beat the damn Eagles
games.
despite Belichick pulling Malcolm Butler.
Last year, Tom Brady went down in yardage, went down in touchdown passes, went up in interceptions, and his QB rating was down 5 points.
Oh, whoop-de-doo. He knows he's not.
Does that sound like he's getting better to me? It doesn't sound like he's getting better.
It doesn't matter if he's getting better, he's getting worse. It's a team effort. If he can make it work
saying you're the one that
and win the games, well,
agreed.
I did say
it is a
You're
team effort. It is a team game, and there's just not the team around.
There's
not as much team around Tom Brady.
We're gonna have the best, if not the top 3 defense in the entire NFL this year. And you might not want to keep talking unless you.
That's fine. You can have a great defense.
Hey, Greg. You know what time is it? Time for Ty to shut up. Listen, how many times has the Patriots not made the playoffs since 2001?
I didn't say they weren't going to make the playoffs.
I'm making a point
I
here.
Didn't say they weren't I said they're not going to win the Super Bowl.
Talk to
They might not. No.
How many times have the Patriots not made the playoffs since 2001? You know, you're a stupid Patriot. Twice?
Yeah. No, I think they've made the playoffs every year since like 2000. They made the playoffs like 18 years in a row.
Yeah, 18 years in a row. 18 years in a row. He's
I didn't say they weren't going to miss. I didn't say they were going to miss the playoffs.
Just let me finish. He's gone through so many different teams and players, and he's taken players that nobody's ever heard of. He's taken murderers. He's taken thieves. He's taken cheaters, including himself, and he has made things happen and work every year for 18 years or 19 years, whatever year it is. It's getting to be so boring that I lost track of how many years he's been playing.
Last year in the playoffs compared to 2 years ago, Tom Brady was
down. You can read stats all day, Ty. It doesn't really matter.
Your stats are nothing.
He was down 300 yards from the previous 2 years.
Okay, so he's getting worse and still winning Super Bowls. Is that what you want me to say?
He's won one.
He's getting worse and he's still winning.
Okay,
it does not matter.
So it's going to catch up to him eventually. And
so
I think it's going to be this year.
How would you say he's getting worse? You know, Peyton Manning, when he broke the touchdowns record for the Colts.
Some of the choices he makes is worse.
Wait, stop. At 45 or however old he is, 43 or 44, I would take Tom Brady over probably 50% of any quarterback in this league.
Okay.
And I'm talking about him getting traded. They talk about Josh Rosen and your Ryan Fitzpatrick. put Brady in there because I'd take him over those two.
I would too. The question is not
and
that
he's getting
Brady.
worse.
No, the question is not about what Brady's skill is. I'm just saying they're not. I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl this year because, yes, he is deteriorating a little bit, and that's still better than 80% of the thing. But
And
he's still everybody else has more of a team than Tom Brady does. Tom Brady never has a team.
Exactly, and he's won 6 Super Bowls. You're working on
The Patriots defense is gonna average like allowing like 14 points per game. You don't think he can score 17 points per game? They might not even lose a damn game. I'm telling you,
when they play, they're going to have to score more than 17 when they play the Chiefs. They're going to have to score more than 17 when they play the Chargers.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do. I mean,
the Chargers. Did you watch the Chargers last year when they played each other?
Yeah, it was like a 50-55 game. It was a shootout.
No, it wasn't.
Which time?
The Patriots had won the game 5 minutes into the game.
It was we're talking about AFC Championship.
Okay. No, he's talking about the Chiefs. You said the Chargers. I was ranting about the Chargers. Yeah, the Chiefs are damn good, but everyone's saying Mahomes is gonna drop off.
Yeah, Mahomes is not proven to be consistent. He lost Tyreek Hill. He lost Kareem Hunt.
Tyreek Hill's back.
Not Tyreek Hill. Who's the other guy? Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Tyreek Hill. He got back because
Kareem Hunt, but he lost Kareem Hunt before in the middle of the season. So.
I just don't think, he's not proven. So we don't know if you're going to have to put up 50 points against him. And if Greg and his mindset says that the defense is going to be good, we've all seen what a stout Patriot defense is. Mm-hmm. And they have no problem taking care of business. They will find a way. I promise you they will find a way. And if not, Belichick's going to make those adjustments and do what he needs to do in the season
Lord.
Take care of
the Red Sox won a game.
Who cares about
baseball? Now we're 5.5 games.
We're not talking about that.
Now we're like 15.5 back. Once again, I'm not saying the Patriots aren't going to make the playoffs because they are. They're going to win the AFC East by about week 12. It's going to be all sewn up.
Hey,
so
Ty, and one more thing about Mahomes.
And I'm not saying he's not going to make the AFC Championship
you watch
game.
on him. All right, go on.
I'm just saying I don't think they're going
to. That in there.
I don't believe they're going to make the Super Bowl, much less win it.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. You can use your Max Kellerman takes all you want, Ty.
I hope you're right. But I've been alive long enough and watched the stupid NFL long enough and how he's dominated in the last 20 years to know that I will never, ever, ever count him out. 28-3. You know what? You know what Tom Brady's contract was? 28-3. Do you remember what that number is? Do you know what that's in correlation with, Ty? You're not even paying attention because you're listening to the stupid Red Sox. But 20
I am putting in the notes today that I declared the Patriots won't make the Super Bowl. So when they don't, I can come back.
Who do you got it going to the Super Bowl? Or are you saving predictions?
That's too much. I'm going to save it for predictions.
I mean, the Chiefs and who else is logical in the AFC? The AFC is dog shit.
The Steelers could turn it around with all that less drama. The Texans could. I mean, Deshaun Watson could improve. The Texans could, have everybody back from injury last year. They could be viable. The Chiefs, obviously. The Chargers, I think, could be scary.
All I'm hearing from you is Dolphins, Cleeks, and Calamose. I mean, I wish I could believe it. I really wish I could believe it. But I think there's 3 solid teams in the AFC, and it's the Chiefs. It's obviously the Patriots. And we'll just say
maybe the Colts.
Can we put? I'll either put in Colts/Chargers. Those are the only.
You can't even hardly get a third team in the AFC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Chargers have no chance of beating the Patriots. 10 times out of 10, the Patriots will probably beat them in a playoff game.
Philip Rivers has never beaten Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Yeah, probably never in regular season. I'm just going by what I've seen with Tom Brady. I don't think. Yeah, and just by odds, the odds have to eventually come around.
What you see and you can read stats all day doesn't matter. There's like
You're right, it doesn't. I'm just going with what I feel. So back to the power rankings. Who do you think was the last in there?
The Washington Redskins.
No, we were probably in the discussion at very least, though.
Ty, can you give us the top 10, or are we gonna guess all?
Yeah, I want to go. I want you to say who's last though first.
Giants.
No.
Browns.
Let me think
about
that.
You said last power ranking last year?
No,
it's
the
Dolphins.
Team,
it has to be the Dolphins.
No, it's the Bengals. The Dolphins are 31.
Oh, okay.
And Steven, for you, the Redskins are 28. But the top 10, number 1 is the Saints, which I don't agree with. I think losing Mark Ingram, they lost a couple guys on the line, I believe. Drew Brees is getting older. I mean, they're a good team, but I don't think they deserve to be the best power ranking team. Number 2 is the Patriots, which is a good spot for them, I would think. 3 is the Colts, which I think is a little premature. I don't think they're that good, yet. I think they can be.
Yeah, if they get a different quarterback. At least put a different brain in him. I don't know, maybe it's the Colts thing that in the playoffs you can't do nothing if you're a quarterback.
He's made it the FC Championship. And then lost to if you want to bring it back to a Colts thing, then lost to Tom Brady. Yeah, that's true. 4 is the Chargers. 5 is the Rams, which I think is pretty accurate. 6 is the Eagles. I think that's too high.
No, the Eagles should be 3.
Nah, I'm not sold on the Eagles.
No, Carson Wentz is no.
I think people are still riding high on that Eagles. You guys are going to be
sorely mistaken.
Carson Wentz is not no.
He's been hurt.
If Carson
and then when he comes back, he doesn't play good.
He had a back injury last year. He hasn't been not hurt for the last 2 years.
Okay, so what's going to stop him from not getting hurt this year? He's not a number 3 power ranking. It's a top 10.
They're 6. They're 6.
Yeah, you have the Chargers in there. Has anyone in the world watched the Chargers frickin' play, or do they just look at their record and say, "Oh well, I think they're going to"?
According to Ty, it's all about stats.
Yeah, apparently, because no one knows what they're talking about if they're putting the Colts and the frickin' Chargers up there.
The Bears are 8. The Chiefs are 7. So Chiefs 7.
That's ridiculous.
I think the Bears being 8 is a smidge too high, but the Bears could have a good team. Trubisky, if he makes that step, just makes another step in the progress. They got Khalil Mack on the defense. They could be a good defensive team.
They were last.
The Bears could be good. The Bears could cause some problems. I think they're going to be in the race there for NFC North, and they might even have the edge. They might even have the edge.
It relies on Trubisky and how well he plays, and if he does that, then I think they'll be a lot.
The NFC East. I mean, the NFC North is going to be a toss-up. I mean, even the Lions, they're obviously the third man out there. If Stafford could have a great year, Patricia could
got that
whatever
from Iowa.
Yeah, Patricia could finally learn how to coach well by himself. NFC North is a toss-up. The Vikings, the Packers, the Bears, the Lions.
You can't turn a team around in the first year.
No, you can't.
Exactly.
Even Bill's team sucked.
What was Alabama's record
Patriots
when Nick
team
Saban
sucked
was there?
first
It was like 5-6. Nick Saban's first year. So 9 is the Packers, which I believe is way too high. I just don't think the Packers are kind of like the Patriots. They have a great quarterback.
Oh my God.
They could have a good defense.
Cannot compare.
They don't have anybody. There is nobody.
You're not comparing the Packers to the Patriots.
Yeah,
do you watch football?
Yeah, I do.
They don't have a great quarterback. They have Aaron Rodgers, who was a great quarterback, but discount double check is taking over.
But they have a good.
But you mean he doesn't have weapons? Is that
he doesn't have a good receiver. Devontae Adams is good.
I
that's
got you.
fine.
That's about it, though.
Yeah. Devontae Adams is good.
Devontae
Adams
is the receiver in the league.
If Devontae Adams played for the Patriots, I would be a lot more willing to say the Patriots win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but
Belichick
Julian Edelman does.
No, but it doesn't matter. He's already found some dude he's looked for. Probably came from like the CFL or
if you
somewhere.
do a straight up trade, Devontae Adams and Julian Edelman.
He's not going to.
Devontae Adams has way better numbers at the end of the year. Julian Edelman, I think, can only play for Tom Brady.
No, Belichick's got his money back in play.
My God, if you don't quit saying stupid shit, I'm gonna freak out.
How is that stupid?
Have you ever watched Julian Edelman play?
What other receiver has gone away from the Patriots and played well somewhere else? Wes Welker. That's about it.
Honestly, I'd take Julian Edelman as quarterback with the Packers than I would Aaron Rodgers. And he hasn't played since high school.
Oh, you can go get Randall Cobb. He played.
I would take Randall Cobb. You're right. I would take him too. Aaron Rodgers is done. Mark my words. He got his coach fired, and they fired. Well, Cheeseburger McCartney need to be gone, but I don't think he needed. I think well, we're gonna find out this year.
Greg, what other wide receiver coming out of the Patriots has played well?
It doesn't matter, Ty. It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Julian Edelman is only a great receiver playing with playing with the Patriots. And Brandon Cook, he plays. He played for the Patriots 6 weeks, and he didn't start with the Patriots.
What's that? Is Josh Gordon
think Edelman can go somewhere else?
No.
And be good. Have you ever watched Julian Edelman play?
He can be good, but I'm not saying he could be as great. Like I said, if you switch him up with Devontae Adams right now, and you put Devontae Adams on the Patriots, and you put Julian Edelman. Yeah,
There are different receivers, a different role.
Yeah. Edelman's more of a slot guy, and Devontae can kind of go out in the flat and whatnot. But
I'm convinced you've never watched Julian Edelman play a single game.
Or an entire Patriots
I've
game.
seen plenty of Julian Edelman streaking across the middle of the field, catching the ball, and falling down.
Well, it did well for him this year. He was MVP of the Super Bowl.
He gets good quick throws, and he uses his speed and runs away.
Now
from
I
guys.
know why we were talking about so much baseball last week. You don't know what you're talking about.
I've seen enough football to know. Okay, we'll see.
Have
We'll see. When Belichick is done paying Edelman in a couple of years and he goes somewhere else, we'll see. We'll see how he plays.
If Edelman was smart, he would just retire when that happened.
Yeah, agreed.
He'll have probably
And
two more Super Bowls
rounding
left
out-
anyway.
Rounding out the top 10 of the power rankings is the Cleveland Browns, which I think is a pretty good spot for them.
It was number 6. I missed it.
Number 6 was the Eagles.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah.
So top 5, we'll go
You
top
just
5
wait.
again.
The Eagles had half their damn team hurt last year. And remember,
Yeah.
do you remember the Eagles from like 2 years ago
Do you
Yeah,
remember
that's
who
true.
coaches them?
at all?
Do you remember
And
who
you have the
coaches them?
Chargers and the Colts ahead of them?
Doug Peterson.
Who coaches them?
Doug Peterson. Nope. Not gonna believe it. They're not. No. Nope.
They could.
Dude, the
They could
Eagles
be.
on that Super Bowl season, that team looked like one of the best teams that we've ever seen. And then they had a bunch of injuries, and they had a lot
And yeah,
of
who was their
jackassery.
quarterback? Who was their quarterback?
Carson Wentz.
No.
And then Nick Foles took over at the end of the season.
Exactly.
Carson Wentz was the best. He looked like the best quarterback in the league up until the point when he got hurt. He did.
Yeah.
You guys have short memories. Or
No,
not
no,
you
I
guys.
just-
People
why
have
would-
short memories.
I just think they're too high because Carson Wentz could get injured again like that, and he still hasn't come back from that injury
I
and
bet you
proved he
$5
can still play. He can still play at that level.
Oh,
If he's
so
on it-
Andrew. All right, the Colts are number 3. Andrew Luck has been injured
Oh.
the last 4 years. You don't think he
Yeah.
could be injured?
I don't think
said-
he should be
I said
number
the
3.
Colts
The
were too
Eagles
high.
have a better team than the Colts do.
I don't think they
By
should be
far.
I
number
said the
3
Colts were
either.
too high.
The Colts, the Eagles, yes, they're too high. Yes. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that.
We'll find out.
I don't think
I agree with you, Greg. If Carson Wentz can come and play to his potential and play what he has done, yeah, the Eagles are going to be a good team, offensively especially, and they can hold it off on defense enough to win games because they're with Zach Ertz and they have Deshaun Jackson back. They're a good team.
I'll tell you what, though, if the Chargers don't get Melvin Gordon back, then
Yeah,
those
Then
power
that-
rankings are going to
that
change
drops.
quick.
that drops real quick for me.
Well, I mean, same goes with Dallas not getting Ezekiel back. I mean,
Yeah, which is good though too. But I think that Dallas is more suited. They can withstand losing Zeke more than I think the Chargers can withstand losing Melvin Gordon.
Yeah. With the Cowboys line, they could put someone else in there.
They got Alfred Morris. They got the Butler. He can still do it. Do you guys have your top 5 tight ends?
yeah.
We're going through. We've been doing this started a couple weeks ago. We discussed our top 5 quarterbacks. We discussed our top 5 running backs and wide receivers was last week. This week we're going to go into our top 5 tight ends, which has probably been the easiest list to come up with so far. Would you guys agree?
Yeah.
Quarterbacks was a little difficult. Running backs was a little hard. Wide receivers I think was the hardest. And now tight ends was super easy. I did a little research and I just went with my gut mostly and how I felt, and I feel pretty good about it. So,
Yeah, we'll see what outdated information you're working with.
I do have one. Don't worry. Like I said, I got it written down. When we do our prediction, we'll get back to this in January. We'll prove it when.
Oh, we're gonna keep.
I
going
yelled at
the
you guys
entire
for not
year.
having your light on, and I haven't had mine on the whole time.
Oh.
either.
No,
Sorry.
no, it's actually worse.
Yeah, it
'cause
makes it
now
worse. Your face. Oh, there you go. That's good. Let's see Greg's pretty mug. Who wants to go first? Do you guys want me to go
I get
first?
anger in my face.
Yeah, my blood pressure's boiling. Go ahead. I gotta calm down.
Ty,
Okay.
you're really irritating tonight. I'll tell you
Well-
what.
Talking about you just
I
not
mean,
even
the
having
truth-
any faith in the
the truth
Patriots
hurts.
after 20 years of reigning the whole entire NFL.
Exactly. It's been 20 years.
And they're not slowing down
They
unless one
have
of
to
those
stop
two
going to Super
morons
Bowls. I
quit.
disagree.
No,
My number
you
5.
know what?
My
Everybody
number 5
looks at
tight
this
end.
system.
My number 5 tight end.
There's not a system because
Jordan
Tom
Reed.
Brady is this. No, that's stupid.
Yeah, everyone wants to be like, oh, well, Belichick wouldn't be so great without Tom Brady. Tom Brady wouldn't be so great without Belichick. Hey, just maybe they're both great, and let's just quit trying to make excuses.
Jordan, I'm injured. Reed, number 5. Heard?
Jordan Reed, number 5. I know that's probably a big stretch.
Because he's injured 7 out of.
Who's that?
Agreed. He's the Redskins tight end. That doesn't bode well for top 5 if you don't know who he is.
Oh, you're off to a great start, Ty.
When he's good, when he plays, yes. But he gets hurt a lot.
75% of the time.
Yeah, I'd go 60.
Because it's probably because he went to Florida.
Yeah,
so he's just
really the only knock on him.
He's a pussy because he went to Florida. He gets hurt because somebody's
biggest knock on him. Not that he gets injured, it's that he went to Florida. But when he plays his rookie year and when he's healthy, and he's looking healthy right now, so maybe we can get 7 games out of him tops. He's dynamic. He completely changes the Redskins' game plan, and I'm almost positive they have a way better winning percentage when he's on the field than when he's not, even though Vernon Davis came in last year and played very well. Number 4, Mr. Greg Olsen with the Panthers. He's a good, solid guy. He blocks well. He goes and catches it. He finds the markings, get a first down, turns around, catches it, holds on to it, no problem. He can run. He was injured last year, but I think that's about his only injury concern was last year when he missed most of the season, if not all of it. But when he's going and he's good and he's on top of his game, the Panthers are a different team. Cam Newton, when he went to the Super Bowl, he had that MVP-like year. It's mostly with Greg Olsen because they don't have anybody else there in that receiving core except for bunches of funches there. Number 3, good old Iowa boy George Kittle with the 49ers. He came in last year. He had a great year last year. He's going to build off that success. He's got Jimmy G throwing him the ball, and he did all of that last year without a starting quarterback, so he's going to come in. I think he's going to have another great year. He's a top 3 tight end and fantasy tight end too. Number 2 with the stupid Eagles is Zach Ertz. He's just unstoppable, dude. Catches everything. He's huge. He's taken over for Gronkowski for the tight end groups. After that, he's going to be the next big personality there with the tight ends now that Gronkowski is gone. And plus his wife is on the soccer team, so it's just
he's got a big personality.
Yeah.
I didn't think anyone from Stanford had a big personality.
Gronkowski personality, but I mean, nobody has that. And number 1 tight end is going to be Travis Kelce. Yes, it is. He catches the ball. He's fast. He's big. He can do it all. He blocks well. Mahomes' success is having that nice big old safety blanket that is Travis Kelce that can get you first downs and bail you out of trouble when the receivers aren't open.
Did you have Greg Olsen in your top 5?
Yeah, I had him in my top 4.
All right.
You don't believe Greg Olsen?
I just remember saying something about outdated information, but
how is that outdated?
He might still be out there. He's getting pretty old though.
He is. He's good. He's a good tight end. He's got better numbers than all these other schmoes. Yeah, Greg, and he looks like somebody too. I just can't put my finger on who he looks. He kind of looks like Will Ferrell a little bit. Yeah, I'll throw William Dafoe into there too. So, whatever.
It's just something. He looks like he was like he's not real.
Kind of looks like a claymation. Greg, let's go with your list.
Okay. Yep. Let's see. I got Shannon Sharp, number 5.
I was gonna rage if that was true.
Wes Welker, number 4.
Okay.
Dallas Clark, 3.
For number 5, I have a tie between Jared Cook from the Raiders and Eric Ebron for the Colts. I don't know. Yeah, you can. I'm not confident on it.
Ebron, especially last year, he's come on. If he didn't have such a great year last year with the Colts, he wouldn't be on that list.
So then I have O.J. Howard, number 4, with Bucks. Zach Ertz, number 3. Or no, sorry. George Kittle, number 3. Zach Ertz, number 2. Travis Kelce. So that's the same as yours. Top 3.
Yeah, I think Steven's probably going to be dang near the same. Are you right in that, Steven? Your top 3 is the same?
Yeah, the top 3 is the same.
So, yeah.
What was your... Okay, so you said Cook, Ebron,
You got Jared Cook and Ebron.
and then OJ, Kettle, Kelsey, right?
Yeah.
That was your top five?
OJ's Zach Ertz, Kittle, Kelsey.
We have a surprise guest here. Steven, who's the best tight end?
Best tight end.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that?
Zach Ertz.
Tight end from the Chiefs. What's his
Oh,
name?
Kelsey.
Kelsey.
Oh, yeah. It's the majority rules, bud.
If
the
you
Patriots-
find
the
someone
Patriots,
that's not going to say that,
make the
then
Super Bowl this
you really
year.
don't watch
Yeah.
football.
Definitely not. Okay, thank you. That's all I needed.
What does he know? He sit down.
I guarantee he watches more football than the both of you combined.
Well, that's fine and dandy, but I don't watch much football at all, but I'm still not stupid enough to know that the Patriots are not going to go to the Super Bowl.
This is going to be a big thing for us. Oh, yeah, Steven, go ahead with your top five.
Are we ready?
please.
Are we ready for perfection here? Okay, number 5, Kyle Rudolph. Number 4, Zach
About my outdated
Ertz.
information.
Huh?
Zach,
Outdated
go on.
information?
Number
what?
4, you
Let-
Zach Ertz, number 4?
Yeah, Ty. Just back off and let me do my 5.
Continue.
Okay.
Sorry.
The reason I gave
apologize.
Kyle Rudolph that is because if we don't remember, Kirk the Sloth Cousins is a huge fan of tight ends, and it just so happens to be that he plays with Kirk Cousins, and I feel like he's going to be a huge target. That way, I feel like he is number 5 on the list of top tight ends.
Okay,
number
I can
4.
see the reasoning.
Ertz, because I don't like the Eagles. That's really the only reason. And then I'm going. Boy, I think I'm going to go to Howard, and then, like you said, Kittle, Kelsey, just because. I don't know. There is no just because. That's just how I feel. I think it's going to be an interesting year for tight ends, especially for fantasy, because there's not really much to choose from.
Yeah, it's top 3 guys of Ertz, Kelsey, and Kittle, and then it's about a 150-foot drop, and then you have Eric Ebron and Cook and things like that, and then you have another
Greg Olsen.
130-foot. Yeah, probably Greg Olsen.
Is Greg Olsen even going to be in the top 15?
Actually, he's
tight ends
yeah.
this year?
He'll be in
fantasy-
the top 5 tight end probably.
fantasy. He's like number 2 or 3 pick for fantasy tight ends because he's
Olsen is?
consistent. Yeah,
Not that
He's
I've
con-
seen.
he's consistent.
Well,
because
he,
he gets
was
those
hurt
little
last year,
catches.
so I mean you're probably forgetting a little bit, but he's been good.
Well,
He's been
He's
good.
getting pretty old, though.
Yeah,
well,
he's probably in the back 9. I would agree with that. So, did any of you guys catch ESPN 8, the Ocho that was on?
nope,
You guys didn't watch any of that.
no.
Greg,
Ty,
you
I
guys.
don't have time to watch interesting things.
I
much
mean,
less
it was
the
only on for
8th
24
ESPN
hours.
channel.
And I caught 2 shows. I caught the World Tetris Championship, and I watched all 30 minutes of it shamelessly. I'm going to admit that I watched all 30 minutes of it, and it was, believe it or not, there's 2 Asian guys in the championship. So,
They
no
were they the
surprise there.
creators of Tetris?
yeah, they got to like level like 29 or something like that, and then it blew up or something. It's been made me want to play Tetris like really bad for some reason, but
Tetris
it was
is fun.
crazy. Yeah, and
Catch
then
any dodgeball?
no, I didn't. I watched marble races, and I watched that. I'm not gonna say how long I watched it because I'm embarrassed on how long it caught me. It sucked me in to watch. So
Marble
and then
races?
yes, like they built
Really?
contraptions. Like they had it was like the Olympics for marbles. They had solemn races where they put 5 in there and have it zigzag back and forth. They had a long jump. They had dirt races. They had biathlons for marbles. It was
And
pretty
this is
riveting television.
and yet and this is another reason
What do you
why
mean by
ESPN they don't show hockey, but they'll show marble races and
Well, it
Tetris
was just-
championships and
It was just
cornhole
24 hours
championships.
of the Ocho. That's all.
Anyway,
Yeah,
It
it
was-
they have.
It was better
hockey
than
on
any
their
of the
ESPN
Kardashian
Plus
episodes.
channel.
very, very, very rarely. I'd rather watch Kardashian. Oh, no, I shouldn't say that.
No, I'd rather watch a marble race. I'd rather watch the making
Actually-
marbles.
No, that is impressive though.
Were you just
People have a
saying
lot of
that
time
you
on their
watched the Kardashians, or what were you saying?
I'd rather watch marbles racing than watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Oh,
oh, that's your opinion.
yeah, that's
Anyway.
not.
It's the right
I
one,
don't
but
know.
Oh,
Kanye West needs to be on that show more often.
it would make the show much better if he was. I
If
promise
he
you
was
that.
the star of that show, then I would
But
watch it.
Keeping Up with Kanye and Kim. Now that's a show I can get behind.
Yeah,
No,
minus the
I
Kim.
don't even know if I could do that.
Ty, what are we doing for leisure here?
I'm glad you brought that up because we are actually on to leisure. I know you usually complain about what we do with those leisure
Because you
topics.
come up with the most ridiculous things.
I think they're
lists.
Because we
interesting.
can't think of anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
That's the reason why, is because I can't come up creatively with a good list.
The first
people
one we're going to do is your first job, actually. I know all three of us' first job was working with our fajas and our fathers. So we are going to briefly talk about those, but I want to know your first job outside of family. I want to just know what it was and know how you got it and things like that. So, Greg, like I said, I know you probably worked with your dad at the farm.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked because my first job, other than with the family, was at the grocery store that I was just talking about for about
Just food.
6
Yes,
weeks.
I remember
And I was
that.
one who stocked the machines, the soda machines, and I put all Mountain Dew in the Mountain Dew section. Imagine that.
That's because Jeff would have had your butt.
Like, I'd rather be slapped in the face than if you shook up my Mountain Dew. So imagine pretending that you're going to give me a Mountain Dew and it's a Diet Mountain Dew. It doesn't really upset me that much, but it's fun to rant about.
That was so Jeff Foods, really, huh? That's cool.
Yeah, so, and you were a stock boy. How much did
Yeah.
you get paid there, if you don't mind me asking? Minimum wage?
$5.15.
Yeah, I think 5.15.
How long did you work there?
I don't know. Wasn't
You weren't
long.
there very long. I mean, it wasn't even a year, was it?
A year? No, I was 14.
He said like 6 weeks.
Yeah, like 6 weeks.
Oh,
You worked there for 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Did you quit or get fired?
I don't know. Does it matter?
I mean, I want to know.
I
I want to
probably
know the
quit, I'm
story.
sure
I want
I
to
did.
know if you did quit. Did you like go up and double bird and say I'm out of here, or what?
Ty, I don't know. Like I said, it was like
Or did Jeff just come up and say,
many
Greg,
months ago.
this isn't working out. Turn in
It's
your
time
schmuck.
It's time for you to go, bud.
Oh,
I really don't know, Ty. I just remember, working there.
anything interesting? Did any old ladies?
I remember Maroon 5 was on the radio a lot.
Any of those songs ruined for you now because of that job?
No.
Huh? Well, there you go. I was hoping you had a cool quitting story, like you gave
No,
Jeff
I
the
don't.
double birds, and you just
That'd have been a
walked
rude
out
thing
of
to
there
do.
and grabbed a box of fruit gushers on your way out.
Yeah.
That and a pack of Marlboro Lights.
But when you worked for your dad, you're just helping him around the farm.
Yeah, hogs.
Yeah. You never left. So there you go. Steven, talk about your first job with dad, what you did, and then your first
I
job
kind of left.
outside the family.
I worked at my dad's restaurant as a busboy, and then proceeded to do most every other job there.
You were a busboy for
And-
like 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, but I did learn everything.
Yeah,
But then when I went to school, I moved to Minneapolis, and my first job was I was a host at a restaurant, or at a Mexican restaurant. That's what it was. I didn't work there very long. I couldn't take it. I was waiting for a position to open up at the bowling alley / bar / club I worked at. And lucky for me, the first bus job, or the host job at this Mexican restaurant, only lasted maybe a month. It was awful. I did not like it at all. It was not at all what I wanted to be hired for. It was a long hiring process. It was just not good. And I just did the no call, no show, and that's how I quit.
Oh, okay, good. That's good.
Yeah.
Was it just the hosting job and the
Yeah.
duties that you did as a host?
Yeah, I
or
mean,
was it
no,
like,
the restaurant was good. I thought it was just like a chain. I think it was called. I really couldn't. I can't remember the name of it. I really
what's
can't.
the chain? Monterey? Is that the chain?
No,
in
it
Iowa?
wasn't. I don't. Yeah. Well, no, and I actually don't know.
Is there Don
Uh,
Ponchos in Iowa?
No, there's no Don Ponchos in Iowa. That's a Memphis, Tennessee thing. But the bowling alley job was incredible because I was a security guard. After I did short order cook for the bowling alley, I'd go be a security guard for this club that was, boy howdy. It was a fun job. But
Yeah, I remember. I don't remember you ever working for that Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, it wasn't
but
very
I
long.
I do remember you being a bouncer though at that bowling alley / club.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was just fun. I was
Do you have a nightstick?
18, huh?
Do you have
No,
a
I
nightstick or anything?
had a walkie-talkie, and that was it. It didn't give me nothing but a shirt and a walkie-talkie, and I had a flashlight
dang.
to check IDs. But we had like a metal detector, so like that's why we
I guess
didn't.
it was Minnesota. Not many bar fights in Minnesota.
No, it was in Minneapolis. It was a club like.
Minneapolis is still Minnesota.
Yeah, but it's a big city. It's not just
I know.
bar fights.
You lived in Minneapolis?
I said not as many bar fights.
Yeah, no, you definitely know. You're not painting the picture in your head.
Yeah, no, it's still just Minnesota though.
Have you ever been to Minneapolis?
I have been to Minneapolis. Yeah.
Okay, then you know that it's a big city.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
I didn't say it wasn't a big city.
So then you should probably know that there are more bar fights than just your average Marcus, Iowa bar fight.
Agreed, but I would say to your average big city,
and then you get a bunch
of. It's not as much.
But then you get a club, and then you get
full of Eskimos.
Full of people drinking.
Purple eaters.
And then next thing you know,
purple people eaters.
Yeah, somebody says something bad about the Vikings,
or their girlfriend, and then guns start coming out.
Hey, yeah, shots rain out. Okay, that's good. That's good. My first job, like Steven, I worked at a restaurant, my dad's restaurant. And I was a busboy, and I was pretty much the busboy my entire.
I thought you said the first job, not for your family.
Well, I'm discussing both of them. I made omelets too for a couple weeks when Steven retired from that job, but I was always busboy for that 3 or 4 years I worked there. But my first real job outside of my family was for the Pizza Ranch there in Marcus, Iowa, and that was fun. I worked with a lot of cool people. I remember one time, one of the hardest times I laughed was when Hunter Heidish was spelling his name to somebody, typing into a computer, and he did the whole Batman symbol sign in the middle of it, and I lost it. And I couldn't deal with it. I also broke a lot of things there. The ice cream machine and the grate that moves the pizzas underneath the oven. I accidentally one time left the handle to grab the pizzas off that grate that's in the oven, and it jammed up in there, and it broke the gears, so the thing wouldn't move. So it was pretty much just a regular oven, and I got in trouble for that. Melinda yelled at me a lot for that day. But yeah, the Pizza Ranch was a fun, and I just quit because we moved. I didn't have any cool quitting stories or getting fired. So, Steven, you've never been fired anywhere, have you?
No, I'm an outstanding employee.
Greg, you've only had like 3 jobs, so I don't think you've been fired either.
No.
Yeah.
Why would I get fired?
I mean, I'm not saying
If he gets fired,
who gets fired from a job?
Well, you'd be
surprised. You'd be surprised.
Well, it happens, yeah. But I mean, like, like a regular, like if you're a kid, like,
Yeah.
I guess
I've been at my job. I've been at my job for the city.
Kid, like, you get fired from a job, like your job can't be too crazy to begin with.
I've been at my job for the city for 5 years, and there's been 7, 8 people that have been fired. It's not been 5 years, it's been 4 years, and there've been 7, 8 people from my job at the city that I work for now. An adult job where you'd think,
that's a real job, but
with heads on their shoulders, it would come and
We're talking about first jobs. It's like,
yeah, I would think there's more of a chance to get fired as a kid. Steven, our favorite commercial's on. The kid wanting the grape soda from his grandma. Hey, Grandma, how about another grape soda?
That's right.
Okay, the next leisure activity, and you guys probably, I know you're going to give me grief for this, but your favorite smells and or sounds.
Oh, this will be good.
One of my favorite sounds is a nice, golf swing, golf hitting the golf ball, or a baseball bat, getting a nice contact with the ball. Those are just some beautiful sounds right there. And smell freshly cut grass, or a bonfire will do it. And I think that's all I can think of right now. You guys have any other ones? Greg, what's one of your favorite smells? Ooh, you talked about the plastic from those VHS cases. When you open those up, take a big whiff of those. And gasoline. Gasoline's a good smell, too.
Oh, jeez.
Say yours again, Ty. I wasn't listening.
Which one? You too busy smelling gasoline?
Just say them again.
I'm not saying I take big huffs of it. Like, I'm just saying, when I smell gas, that's just...
Well, judging on your football takes, I think you did a little bit too much.
Yeah, we'll see about that. You agreed with me, though. You said, you're probably not. They're probably not going to make the Super Bowl this year.
Well, you both
didn't say probably not. I'm like, well, yeah, it's possible. Only
It's
two
fine.
teams make the
You were
Super
more
Bowl.
accepting of it than Steven was. Exactly what I'm saying.
That's because
Only
I have my head on shoulders,
make
and
the
you guys
Super Bowl,
obviously don't.
And the odds of them doing it 4 years in a row. All right, so we keep going back to that.
Yeah,
Greg,
I got you, Ty, but
and
they've been in there like
freshly
9
cut
times in the last
grass.
20 years. So
Freshly cut grass is a good smell for me. And actually, you guys probably seen it on online or something like that. That's the smell you smell is actually a distress signal that the grass sends out that it's being cut. So you're pretty much smelling the grass's tears from being chopped up, which makes it a little better, actually, in my opinion. But that's just me. So.
that was dark.
Steven, your favorite sounds or smells?
Actually, my favorite smells is when Tom Brady takes a bath with your tears for you being so stupid. Now, my favorite smells is
my entire life to make a bath.
my favorite smells are the smell of cooking bacon, onions, and garlic together. That right there is the best smell in the world. My bacon, onions, and garlic. Oh boy, that's
How you forgot your own farts.
And my favorite, I love the sound of like water, like
a babbling brook.
Yeah, or some boating, just anything having the
Any
water.
kind of water.
Yeah. I can't think of another good smell. I mean,
Pizza.
well, of course.
Mothballs.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. Those are the things that popped out first, so those got to be the ones, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Greg,
Um,
you can smell anymore?
favorite sounds are
Copenhagen.
favorite sounds.
A diesel engine. It's good.
Oh, I
It's
do
good
love.
sound.
I do love. I do like
That's
a
good
diesel
sound of
engine, especially like when they're rolling coal and you hear the whistling of the turbo. Oh, that is a good sound too. But yeah, or a sound of like Ferrari, any kind of like supercar.
Nice engine, yeah.
Yeah.
Loud motorcycles.
Oh, our lawnmowers mowing.
No, loud motorcycles are the worst.
Yeah, they really
Yeah.
are.
I don't
I
like
hate
motorcycles.
Especially when they do it on purpose. Which I think they're being
Like
cute.
Reminds me of that South Park episode. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
No? Oh, one time you could help me
Yeah.
out on something.
Greg, can you smell anymore, Greg? You don't have any good smells?
I can smell. I like
Cookies.
smell of pizza, cookies. Yep.
Casey's Donuts.
Oreos.
Walking into Subway, that's a good smell.
Yeah. Yeah, donuts.
Walking into Subway and smelling the bread is actually better than eating the Subway sandwich itself.
Yeah, the Subway's, yeah. I don't know.
It's downhill. The best sandwich to get right now is from Panera Bread.
I like Jimmy John's smell.
Jimmy John's.
I've never been to a
I like-
Panera Bread.
I like Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's. I like that better. I like Jersey Mike's. Jersey Mike's is a good sandwich place. You ever been there, Greg?
Jersey Mike's?
Yeah.
Is that the one like the male stripper joint or what?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
Magic
exactly.
Mike's.
Yes, they all wear banana hammocks and make why they make your sandwiches. No, it's not the it's another sub place. So
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have many things, I guess, for sounds and smells.
that's okay.
You guys kind of nailed them.
Well, that's good. I like
the sound of a fan. To sleep.
while it oscillates or no.
No, I hate that. It's got to be consistent. It's got to be, send you like, it's like meditative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
So you do or do not put on oscillate to have it move around?
I don't have an oscillating fan.
Okay.
I have a high velocity fan.
You want to talk about
that I use.
outdated data? Here we are. You probably got a big old box fan, don't you?
Box fan on one side and a high velocity fan on the other. Oh, it's great. I don't know how people can like sleep in silence. You hear every little noise, or people that sleep with the TV on. Why would you sleep with flashing lights in your face all night? Beyond me. And people that sleep on couches, it just blows my mind. I don't know how people do it. How
Greg,
like
how do you feel
how
about
does your
Beyonce,
back-
Greg?
Greg,
what's
this
that? About Beyonce and
Yeah,
my
how do you
Lion
feel-
King? I don't like it.
this conversation has turned quickly into a confrontation because I
Yes,
like to fall asleep with the TV on, and I like to sleep on the couch.
We've talked
Yeah,
about how
you're
we fall asleep. We've talked about
crazy.
that already.
I don't know how you do that, dude.
Well, I mean, I have a sleep timer on the TV, so like I just fall asleep, and then like after like 20 minutes, it shuts off, so it's not because it would wake me up. But
I can't
and then-
sleep with like people talking on TV and the changing of lights. It's
Yeah.
bananas.
Yeah, TV gets me too distracted. Even if it's like something I've seen 100 times, I can't go to sleep with TV on because I want to watch what's going on. So
How do you sleep on a couch? Don't you feel like shit all the
I
time?
only sleep on a couch when I take like a nap or like when I fall asleep. I don't purposely sleep on a couch.
we have a
No,
comfy
but
couch.
Steven.
We have a comfy couch.
Yeah.
I just think your bed's terrible. You get a quality mattress in there, you're gonna want to sleep on the bed. So, well, I think that's gonna cut it. We've been getting longer and longer. I feel every episode, but that's okay. I think it's pretty good stuff. So, anything you guys want to add that we didn't go over long enough? You guys want to talk about?
I got bad news, boys. What time are we recording?
What?
What time do you have? I might shut off in an hour 15 minutes.
Oh, it's been like a hour and 20.
Oh, so the last 5
Mine's
minutes.
at an hour and 17 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, the Skype video is at 120.
Okay, so my recorder goes to 115.
Can I stop my recording now or no?
Well,
No, I haven't gone through. Just hold on. So, if you guys have anybody have any suggestions or comments on the podcast, you can email us at sportsandleisurepodcast@gmail.com.
Oh my God.
What?
Steven? You
Nothing.
deleted it?
You're recording on Skype though, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I don't think mine recorded all the way. Like, damn. I think I pushed play instead of record again.
You can email us at sportsandleisurepodcast@gmail.com.
This will
Also,
be our last podcast.
please leave us a comment and rate us 5 stars on iTunes. Tell your friends. Listen to it at work, and I know your co-workers with us. And like I said, spread the news. That's how we're going to get bigger. Hope you guys have a good week. And tune in next week's episode 16.
I know more about football next week too.
Oh, I'm gonna know more, but I already know a lot. So, hope you guys have a good week, and we'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.
End up being right and proving us wrong anyway. Just like you're terrible at NFL fantasy teams. I'm gonna suck all year, then I'll